dangerous spells. My childhood is seen from above. This is surreal. And tell me where you're writing from. Lentry speaks aloud as he pens a missive, and out to reach you, and I will send you an iron ring for your troubles. He signs his name with a flourish, and then tosses the parchment into the wind. In the blink of an eye, the heavy currents carry the slip of parchment eastward. I had this idea of a message in a bottle without the bottle. Maybe it'll work. From here, even the old walls seem paltry. The sovereign view was not intended for the likes of us. Barrick shakes his head slowly. The Spire feels like a relay between you and Vendrian's well, bridging some transference of energy on an enormous scale. You are the first link of a chain that stretches the length of the realm. As you struggle to understand the sensation, you grow aware of whispers all around you. Listen closer. The whispers themselves seem to travel down the tether between you and your spires, conducting heat that feels at times unbearable. They speak of your actions, your choices, everything that led you to this place. Your name is known, your banner recognized, your deeds reported across the tiers and the Northern Empire alike. For an instant, you can see the accumulated hope and fear these whispers represent. It appears like dewdrops settling on a leaf, then trickling into a shared basin. This image is fed to you through your connection, a base metaphor that only hints at the true scope. There is power in the Spire, though its source is unfamiliar. Were you to harness it, you suspect that nothing would stand beyond your reach. Lore. Unlocking the Spire seems to have opened some deeper connections. I don't know what you've done, but standing near you warms my rusted plates, makes me feel lighter somehow. On the moment my staff and I are separated, part of its magic goes dormant until I'm once again near. That same dynamic is happening with you and the Spires. They've adopted you, I guess. They certainly like you enough not to kick you out of bed. Curious. I'm noting something I also observed at Spire and Vendrian's well. There's a mystic hum, and it has little beats when you walk, tiny fluctuations when you talk. Unless my senses are deceiving me, you and the Spires are mystically attuned to each other. Most fascinating indeed. A quill pen appears in his hand, and the old sage begins furiously jotting notes on his arm. Oh, guys, this is it. This is awesome. Okay, hold on. So wait, I get to construct one of these, I'm assuming? And then I'll be able to construct it to the others? So like one of these is going to be one of these, and so on and so forth. Claim the remaining spires in the tiers. We'll do with the forge. The forge upgrade allows you to improve weapons and armors and forge powerful new items. Once built, resting in any spire grants a bonus to armor, parry, and dodge. Are you sure you want to build this upgrade in this spire? This action cannot be cancelled. Yes. We got the achievement called Some Assembly Required. Construct an upgrade on one of your spires. Whoa! Spire unlocked. You have acquired a second spire. All spires are linked, allowing you to travel instantly between them. This will reduce your travel time through the tiers. You can upgrade spires to discover building new structures on top of them. Each upgrade will provide you with different benefits. Click on the spire icon or press H to select an upgrade for your new spire. Upgrades take time and money to build and money to maintain. If you no longer have the money to maintain an upgrade, it will suspend and you will no longer receive its benefits until you are able to pay its maintenance cost. There are 5 resources you can find in Kairos' tiers that can be used to power upgrades to your spire. There are scrolls, iron ingots, bronze ingots, alchemy supplies, and hide. Each upgrade uses different resources. Oh shit, so we should have kept the scrolls. I was sending scrolls. Damn it. Oh, look at that. They're all here. Verse is here. Killing Shadows is here. Siren is here. Scroll of Piercing Accent. Doesn't matter if I don't have enough lore, because I can give it to him.
Have a look here.
Oh. Let's look at that for a second. Cool.
Sorry, I can't.
Okay. Let's talk to Volus. Forge bound, favor 3. The forge fires burn bright, Fatebinder. Follow Volus bows long before you. How may I serve you? I found reference to a dagger called Heart's Blood. What can you tell me about it? Heart's Blood, really? Let me see that book. He looks at it. This is incredible. Unfortunately, the information in that book is insufficient for me to recreate it. If you were able to give me more information on it, I could probably make it for you. Do you think you could free my friend from his armor? Fatebinder. If you think I hadn't already had my eye on that problem, you don't know the Forge Bound at all. The large smith releases a hearty laugh. Masters Denia, though, or the smiths at the Lithian's Crossing Forge may be able to help you. Besides Denia, who might help? Perhaps someone not found in the guilds of the north. Barrick simply covers his eyes with his palm and shakes his head. Far be it from me to gossip, Fatebinder, but I have heard tell that a smith with some knowledge of sigils works on a small ruin in the stone sea. The Lithian's Crossing smiths likely know more than I about such matters. I found this hilt in the old walls. What can you tell me about it? That looks like the hilt of Sentinel, one of the finest swords the Forge Bound has ever made. With this, I could recreate it if you want. Yes, I do want. Tell me about the forge. He gestures at the nearby anvils. If you want to upgrade your weapons and armor, you can use any of the anvils. It should be simple enough if you got the materials. I want you to forge something for me. Certainly, Fatebinder. Artifact, Alchemist Glove. 20 control life? Bro! Whoa, man. Holy hell, that's good. Commander's Plate. Authority. What if I apply the lash, will of command, and call to battle? I don't know what these things are. Elegance. Okay, the rest of this is what I already have, right? Sentinel, though. $60 bronze rings. I need recruits at the forge. Dude, I don't have enough money for anything. Oh, I have enough money for this. But I need another recruit to the forge. How does that work? How do I recruit people to the forge? Select the weapon or armor from your inventory to upgrade. What's the difference? Oh, it goes from exquisite to masterwork. Bro, this is... Oh, I'm gonna spend so much time on this. Holy shit, this is great. How do you recruit more people? 1, 2, 3. He doesn't count probably, so it's just 3? We have 3 right now. We need more. I'd like to know how you recruit more people. It doesn't say. On the subject of the Spires. My dear Shino 7, the court is all abuzz with the news of the civil war. Representatives from the chorus and the disfavored are having little shouting matches in front of Tunon. The petitioners to the court seems swept up in talks of who will crush whom, and if and when Tunon will bring down the gavel and stop the fighting. What has me more intrigued is the other story of Endrian's Well. Tunon sends you on what I thought was going to be a one-way trip to the well, and not only do you live, you somehow claim the mountain spire, and you broke Kairos' edict too. Such things make little civil war seem so trivial in comparison, at least to those who can separate the message from the noise. Tell me, what was it like to break the edict, and how it is you took control of the spire? Explain the experience as best you can. Dear Rugalus, Kairos' edict simply said that an agent of the Overlord must claim Ascension All before Kairos' Day of Swords. The only thing I consciously did was take charge of the battle to claim Ascension All. My claiming of the Spire happened just moments after I felt the edict's grip release. The floor of Ascension All gave way, unearthing a glowing pattern buried beneath the chamber floor. Kairos only knows how long it's been buried under the tile. As for how I actually claimed the Spire, it is perhaps a mutual bond. Atop the spire is an old structure, a twin-tined edifice. I'll include a sketch on the back of the parchment. The structure spoke to me in sensation and images, and it seems to respond to my presence in some limited capacity. That is what happened, as best as I can think to describe it. Does any of this sound familiar or bring to mind any old stories or rumors? Send it. May knowledge survive. The Sage Guild. Dear Fatebinder Shino 7. You hired them on the tower menu. Oh, gotcha, Sarix. Awesome, thanks, man. Dear Fatebinder Shino 7, may this missive find you in able health. I write to you in the hopes of striking a bargain with the court. By the laws of Kairos, I am a purveyor of lies. In my work for the School of Ink and Quill, I have written many texts, and while some of the particulars are at odds with history as thought by those loyal to Kairos, I truly believe that our work is not blasphemous nor treasonous, and does nothing but exemplify the inevitability of Kairos. It is not my place to say what is and isn't worthy of censure. That duty, if I understand correctly, is yours. My offer is this. If you would preserve my text, I would submit my neck to any sentence you deem worthy without protest. My life is worth little compared to the text that requires the life's work of countless sages. I understand such writings will likely need to be kept in a vault far from offending eyes. But if I can be assured our written echoes will live on, my flesh and blood are the courts to discard. If you are amenable to my offer, seek me out. My current whereabouts are far from the ruins of the Vellum Citadel. See the reverse of this parchment for instructions. If you make your way to the location directed, I will seek you out. Glory to Kairos, Sage L. On the reverse of this missive is a charcoal sketch of what happens to be a small keep built alongside mountain foothills. A map of the tiers is drawn in the corner with a circle that seems to indicate this location is in the Bastard tier, north and east of the Bastard city. Politely agree. Dear Sage L, your request is a bit unorthodox. If you are aware of your role in creating forbidden lore, surely you must know that asking me to arbor such things is asking me to take your crime upon myself. But I am not without reason or mercy. If I will at least hear out all that you have to say in person. Cool. Ah, there they are. Okay, great. Uh-huh. A smith will provide bronze ingots to improve weapons and armor and forge powerful items. So I will hire you. For now. Yeah. Cool, cool. Okay, great. Let's save. We need to go here. Dude, everything costs so much money now. It's crazy. Like, I don't know how we're gonna manage. Whew. I'm gonna have to sell a lot of stuff. You have a few quests to turn in. Oh, there we go. Fatebinder, it's good to see you're alive. With all the commotion coming from inside the old walls, Allegan was beginning to worry about you. He sent me to find you should you return to Leeton's Crossing. Without a garrison here to protect us, the noises were disconcerting to say the least. Everyone here will sleep a little better knowing you have returned safely to us. The challenges of the old walls could never keep me from protecting Leeton's Crossing. We are grateful for your protection. He bows deeply and then runs off. Okay, we're gonna sell a few things. Things that we do not need. Yeah, we'll keep these. Cool.
Can't do that.
We have a little bit more money. We're going to be able to start working on getting some of the items forged up there. Maybe even hire one more person so we can get the 5-person bonus or something. Allegan. Allegan appears visibly shaken by seeing you in the flesh. Fatebinder, he stammers. How good to see you. I know you've been spreading false rumors about your brother. Allegan's face pales and he takes a small step back. How do you know that they're false? I saw the bodies myself. There are Scarlet Chorus bloodchanters killed by the disfavored. It was a simple mistake, Allegan protests. How could I know if they were Chorus members or not? I had no choice, Fatebinder. Allegan backs away. Please, I have a family to take care of. He turns and starts to run away. What is going on here? Allegan is working with a disfavored to smear your name. Gino's eyes glaze in a bitter rage. Why, Allegan? After all these years, why? He shouts. His shout echoes throughout the settlement. Allegan shrinks in place, his knees wobbling in an increasingly difficult effort to keep him from toppling over. Father always favored you, always pushed me around. I just wanted the chance to run things for once. Gino's face grows still, while his lips remain as the only thing in motion. And you never will. Be gone from here, Allegan. Never show your face again. Allegan's lips tremble in a failed attempt to mutter a reply, but eventually falls victim to the weight of his head as it droops down. He picks a small sack nearby and slowly scampers off. There we go. We got him. Thank you for settling that horrid affair with the rumors. Unfortunately, my name means nothing in the crossing. Perhaps you, as Tunan's Fatebinder, can speak to Allegan on my behalf and clear my name. I will talk to him right away.
On it.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Bloop, bloop, bleep, bleep, blue. May the silence of peace and the jingling of rings both follow you in all things. I was hoping you could clear Gino's name. I am the elder here, Fatebinder, but my words only hold so much weight. Without any evidence to the contrary, why should people believe one story over another? I've seen the bodies myself. There were Scarlet Chorus members butchered by disfavored soldiers. Gino is innocent of the claims against him. If this is the case, how in the tears did the other story even start? Allegan was working with a disfavored to run Gino out of town for witnessing them bury the bodies. You've done something wonderful here, Fatebinder. The needs of a small, weak man placed before your own. You are truly a wonderful person and a force of change for the tears. I will tell the other merchants and settlers the truth of the matter and clear Gino's name. And he leveled up. Sweet. Let's go for this. We need faster healings. Is what we need. melee. This is range. Yeah, let's get in there. Let's get penetrating throw. Cool. Alright, one of the quests is done. We have to talk to Daya now. That bastard. Kill her wife, man. Not cool. Let's get up here. Daya. Have you settled my blood debt? Daya voices tremble, her body weary from sobbing. The killer has been eliminated. Here's a necklace. My love, you are avenged. She claps her hands over the necklace, holding the trinket to her cheek. After a moment of silence, thought, she takes a deep breath and looks at you with a smile. And you almost got away with it. Away with what? What do you mean? She gives you a puzzled look. That's preposterous. I couldn't. Daya's faces turns from flushed to stoic in the blink of an eye. She folds her arms before her and smiles. Well, mount me sideways. I thought I had gotten away with it. She looks down at her feet. Can't blame me for trying, though. A sly smile crosses her lips. You know, Fatebinder, with Phaedra gone, I have inherited everything she owned. Perhaps there is something I can offer you should you decide to leave things be. First, I have a few questions. Really, what else do you want to know? Why hail a Fatebinder when you were the one who murdered your own wife? I thought that would have been obvious. If I was the one who flagged you down, you'd be less likely to suspect I was the one who killed her. I was hoping you'd just take my word for it and kill Sandro for me. I did, Sarex. Shame. I probably can reload, but after this conversation. Or you know what? I'll wait until he levels again, I guess. Why did you kill Phaedra? Living with Phaedra was insufferable. Always so happy and smiling. Like nothing bad had ever happened to her in her entire life. It drove me crazy. I was happy with her at first, but over time it wore me down and I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to show her that life can be mean and cruel, so she'd stop smiling all the damn time. The dead do not smile. Why kill Phaedra now rather than earlier? I wasn't originally planning on doing it myself at all. Phaedra was supposed to die when Karras' army came to Lethan's Crossing. That was the only reason I actually married the little halfwit. I met Phaedra in the Bastard City. It didn't take long to learn that she owned a sizable piece of land. I courted her for a while, and then Karras invaded the Tiers. By that time, I had Phaedra right where I wanted her. She was desperately in love with me and wanted us to be together forever. Shit. But she was willing to marry me just then, so I stayed with her as we traveled around and eventually settled here. Karras' forces followed soon after. Her armies quickly occupied Lethan's Crossing and subjugated the town. Phaedra was gravely injured that year. I didn't think she would survive to see the next season, so I convinced her to marry me before it was too late. She agreed, and for a time I thought it would all work out in my favor. She'd be dead and I'd own the town. Wait, how do you know Karras is a woman? I don't, but I'd like to think she is. Between her power and my huge tracts of land, we'd make a great couple, don't you think? But obviously she recovered. Thanks to Sandro, he wouldn't leave Phaedra alone, as her friend, he was determined to nurse her back to health, and the fucker succeeded. Over the course of a few weeks, he destroyed my years of planning. So you had to change your plans. I've thought of many different ways to remove Phaedra from my life, but none of them were good enough to absolve me of any potential guilt. When the Bronze Brotherhood attacked, I figured it would be a good way to disguise my involvement with her death, but Sandro saw me. That little worm ruined everything. I had to deal with Phaedra's body before I could chase him down. By the time I was able to locate him, he had put on some Bronze Brotherhood armor and was following them out of town. Let me ask you something else. Sandro told me a rather interesting and different version of events. She scoffed at you. You are a persistent one, aren't you? Fine. As you probably know now, Phaedra was a granddaughter of Lethean, which means she essentially owned Lethean's Crossing. Every month, she would collect from the merchants and use the rings to maintain the market's areas for their use. She only ever collected enough to cover the needs of the marketplace. She never considered that we could use those rings too. I told her to raise her rates, that the merchants could afford it, but she refused. Those filthy merchants all live better than I do. There are other ways to make rings. You only say that because you're a fate miner. People practically throw rings at you to solve their problems. She tips her chin defiantly into the air. Now that I own this town, I can charge whatever I want. I can finally have the life I deserve. The only thing I still in my way is that worm Sandro. I don't want to use her and try to get her money. Like, honestly, I'd rather kill her, I think. Yeah. Yeah, let's kill her. Attack. I've heard enough. You disgust me. Greetings, Straight Binder. Thank you so much for streaming Tyranny. Obsidian, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. You're awesome. Guys, this is the devs. The devs of Tyranny. Yeah, it's an amazing game, by the way. This game is fantastic. Really, really good. I'm looking forward to playing Pillars 1 and Pillars 2 as well. I'm going to stream Pillars 1 right after Tyranny, and then we'll stream Pillars 2. I believe you can import your save from one to the other. That's what I read online. I might be wrong. But hey, man, I'm super happy to see you guys, and thank you for stopping by. It's super awesome. It's amazing. Attack, I've heard enough. You disgust me. That's unfortunate. She slides her hand to her hair, pulling from her hair a long, slender pin. Brandishing the makeshift weapon, she throws herself at you. Oh, well, I mean, you're dead.
More bodies pile in our wake.
It is the case? Oh, awesome. Yeah. I also heard that the game is going to be fully voice acted, and that warms my heart so freaking much. Because there's a lot of reading, and streaming it is, it takes me like a giant ass bottle of water next to me to be able to go through it. But it's amazing. Love it.
Smash pieces.
Cool, so she's dead. Do we need to talk to Sandro? How does that work? Complete. You helped clear Gino's name. Forge-bound apprentice Garrick has gone missing. Based in the camp you found, it appears the apprentice Garrick made his way into the old walls. Wait, he's in the old walls? And I didn't find him? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's very awesome though. I'm so freaking excited for Pillars 2. It's gonna be so good. So freaking good. I pre-ordered it as soon as I knew it was announced. Sadly, I think you guys made a Kickstarter and I missed it, unfortunately, so I had to pre-order as soon as I knew there was gonna be a sequel. I kind of learned you know, from the side of it. Like, I didn't actually hear it, the official announcement with the Kickstarter and everything. So but I'm so pumped. And now I'm kind of wondering if there's ever going to be a sequel to Tyranny, because I love that universe as well. I hope it continues, because it's really good. Barrick wants to know if